Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation. Today I will be presenting our paper BITKOMO, combining sampling and optimization for fast conversions in optimal motion planning. I am Kamat and this is joint work with Joaquim Ortiz-Haro, Marc Toussaint, Florian Pokorny, and Andreas Orthey. Motion planning deals with finding a feasible continuous trajectory in the robot configuration space from a given start configuration to a goal configuration. Here is a cartoon representation of the configuration space, where the dark regions represent obstacles. There are two popular methods in the literature to solve the motion planning problem: the sampling-based methods and the optimization-based methods. Sampling-based methods try to find a feasible path by connecting sampled robot configurations by straight edges in the configuration space, while the optimization-based methods rely on locally optimizing a guess trajectory. Here, the obstacles are represented using inequality constraints. Sampling-based methods provide convergence guarantees. That is, they ultimately arrive at a solution if one exists. They can also asymptotically converge to the global optimum. These methods, however, are slow and produce zigzag paths, often requiring post-processing. Optimization-based methods, on the contrary, are fast to converge but do not provide the guarantees that sampling-based methods provide. Paths provided by the optimizer may just be a local minimum and not the global minimum. Also, if there are a lot of obstacles, an optimizer might even fail to find a path even though one exists. These methods are also highly sensitive to initial guesses. In order to achieve the best of both worlds, we propose a new planner, BITKOMO. This combines a popular asymptotically optimal sampling-based motion planner, BitStar, with KOMO, a trajectory optimizer. We also introduce the concept of relaxed edge checking that allows edges that are partially in collision to be passed to the optimizer. Motion planning methods combining sampling and optimization can be broadly classified into three categories. The most popular is the two-step approach, where the sampling-based planners find a path and an optimizer is used in the post-processing. This method does not use information acquired by the optimizer. Our approach improves upon this by tightly integrating sampling and optimization in an iterative fashion. The optimizer as steering method integrates sampling and optimization using the steering function. RabbitStar is an example of this. This planner calls an optimizer on edge to push invisible edges out of collision. Frequent calls to this optimizer are often expensive and slow down the algorithm. We differ by postponing the optimization to the point where full valid or partially valid path has been found. In the path proposal method, the planner proposes a diverse set of solution paths, which are then optimized. This helps generate a diverse set of optimal solutions. Our planner uses BitStar and KOMO as the underlying components. BitStar, or batch-informed trees, is an anytime asymptotically optimal sampling-based planner. This planner samples configurations in batches and employs the A-star algorithm to find the best path. It also uses the ellipsoid method to focus its search. We use edge length as the optimization objective here. KOMO is a trajectory optimizer that employs constraint optimization based methods to optimize the trajectories locally. The obstacles here are represented as inequality constraints. We define the optimization objective as the minimum of the sum of squares of velocities. BitKomo iteratively employs BitStar and KOMO. BitStar proposes a feasible or a partially infeasible path to the KOMO optimizer. KOMO optimizes this path locally, generating a better, smoother trajectory. The cost of the optimized path is then passed back to BitStar. BitStar uses this cost to focus its search. This algorithm is built around BitStar, which is an anytime and asymptotically optimal motion planner. We have added to it an optimizer and a relaxed collision checker. Both these additions do not hamper the anytime and optimality claims of BitStar, hence making BitKomo both anytime and also an asymptotically optimal planner. Relaxed edge checker allows BitStar to propose partially valid edges to the optimizer. The collision checking resolution is gradually increased. Edges that fail in the final few levels are allowed as partially feasible with an appropriate collision penalty. We benchmark our planner on 6 common scenarios involving narrow passages, high dimensional spaces, and having multiple obstacles. We compare our planner against the likes of BitStar, FMT Star, and Como. Since Como is dependent on the initial guess, we run multiple instances with random initial guesses until timeout. Experiments indicate that smooth and low-cost solutions are obtained by BitKomo as compared to that with BitStar for the same planning time. The results for a representative example are shown here. BitStar, shown in blue, finds a solution quickly. However, the cost of the solution does not improve rapidly. Como, on the other hand, shown in red, finds a much cheaper solution. However, this does not have a good success rate. This is because it takes a long time to arrive at a good initial guess. Our planner in green achieves the best of both worlds by having a success rate very similar to that of BitStar, while also converging quickly to the optimum. We have presented a new planner, BitKomo, by tightly integrating BitStar with Como such that it speeds up conversions while maintaining the anytime and asymptotic optimality properties of BitStar. Experiments indicate that BitKomo converges to the global optima faster than BitStar. This work is a small step towards integrating the two popular motion planning approaches to make motion planning faster to converge while preserving the convergence and optimality guarantees. Thank you for your attention.